Law and Disorder. Thank you for joining us tonight. We got a real special guest that we're going to go over a bunch of great topics tonight. All right, Dan, what do we got?
We got Mr. Mike Fadden, the CEO of Goals. Goals, if you listen to our show, you know how passionate we are about our partnership with Goals. Goals is the leading police, security, fire, and emergency equipment supplier in the world. The best, not just the biggest, they're the best. So we have Mike Fadden on tonight to talk about a couple of very important announcements, and we're going to get to all of that in just a minute, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here we are, Wednesday night, Law and Disorder, live. We love doing these, don't we, Tom?
Oh, they're the best around, man. Best around. Love doing this.
We get to have a completely free format with who we want on, or if we don't want anybody, we talk about stuff. But tonight, our special guest is Mike Fadden, and we are thrilled to have him. Mike, welcome back to Gold Shield / Law and Disorder. It's great to have you, sir.
Guys, thanks so much for having me. You know, the last time I was on with you guys, you know, I do a lot of interviews, but they're all taped. So the last time I was on, that was my first live one. And I was a little nervous, but not that much. But, you know, that episode kind of went viral inside of Galls. So tonight I've got, I know there's a lot of Galls employees watching this, so I'm even more nervous than I was last time. So shout out to all the fantastic folks at Galls that are watching the episode tonight.
The boss is on the spotlight. You gotta love it.
Yeah. What, Mike? There'll be lots of heckling tomorrow, no matter what happens tonight.
No matter what happens, that's a given. That comes with the territory. But you know what, Mike? It was so important to have you on. Not only that you're, Gold Shield's premier sponsor, which we can never thank you enough for.
Absolutely.
But since then, there's been so much great news and things that you want to bring up tonight. And that's why we thought it was so important to have you back on the show with the feedback that you got the first time. So this should be even better. And what Goals is involved in that Dan and I, luckily and thankfully, are part of, and that is the National Law Enforcement Officers Hall of Fame. So Mike, take it away with Goals' involvement with one of our favorite, if not the favorite, the best organization that we could be involved in.
Yeah, so we are proud to announce tonight on this show that Galls is now the title sponsor of the National Law Enforcement Officers Hall of Fame.
Outstanding.
And couldn't be more proud of that. It started 2 years ago. Megan Stockberger, she's relentless. She's so passionate about what she does, and there's so many great charities, and we can't donate to them all. But she was just relentless. So we made a donation 2 years ago, and I had never heard of it before Megan called me, and we saw what that night looked like, and I started to do a little research, and boy, I was really impressed with what they're doing, what they stand for. Megan and I have a lot in common. She started that because her dad was a law enforcement officer, like mine was. So we had that immediate connection, and they're just doing so many great things. And that night it's magical. There's all these award shows on TV, the Emmys, the Oscars, the ESPYs, all that. And a really big deal is made of that in this society. But that night, when law enforcement officers that put their lives on the line and aren't sure that they're coming back to their families every night, those are the award shows that should be on TV getting big ratings. Way more than some actor that made a movie. So I just love what they stand for. And it's just not that night. it's a family of people who support law enforcement all year round, just not that one night. You know what I think you guys might have been there when they recognized DJ Daniel, the young man that President Trump recognized in his State of the Union, and DJ's become semi-famous and just a wonderful young man. And it's just not that night. They do great things year round, and we are just so proud of just like we are with you guys. We're gonna make sure that we're partnering with people that truly support law enforcement, like you guys do, and like Megan does at the National Hall of Fame.
So we had the opportunity. It was really kind of a weird way that we got in touch with and contacted and started developing a relationship with the Hall. It was kind of all through LinkedIn, and Megan was posting stuff, and I don't know how I got connected with her, but posting stuff about their annual awards ceremony. And I sent her a note kind of saying, hey, there's 49 other states. I know you're focused in Ohio, but come on. And she got back to me, and we had a little bit of a not like each other dialogue. And then we talked on the phone for about an hour and a half, and we came away going, I respect you. I like you. I love what you're doing. Let's work together. And her and Adam Davenport have put their heart and soul into building something that we hope lives on for many, many years. And they've done it for the right reasons. They don't even like to go up on stage. They don't want any recognition for it. It's all about the honorees. And I love that about them. And they really are looking. And so if you have anyone that you know of in law enforcement that deserves this sort of recognition, and there's various categories, it isn't just a lifetime achievement award, that deserves this type of recognition for a career or significant individual acts in law enforcement, look at the National Law Enforcement Officers Hall of Fame, nominate them, and let's get that recognition going, because there are so many people who deserve it, and they have gone out of their way deep into their own pockets. I mean, they are so committed and such good people. Tom and I consider them among our best friends.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, when you have an organization who does nothing but dedicate every single day of their lives to making it better and to making sure that law enforcement officers who are out there are recognized. Like Mike just said, awards, actors, all this, whatever. Cops, law enforcement should be getting paid what actors get paid. That's for sure. It should be reversed. But you know what? Being in touch with Megan through this process and the emotion she felt and the joy of having Goals be part of it was one of her dreams on her checklist. Because, and here's why, you're not just a company, Mike. You're not just, okay, cool, Goals, sells a bunch of uniforms. Great. It's not that. It's part of the family. It's part of the support that Dan and I talk about at the end of our shows all the time, about supporting law enforcement and making sure they understand that people are in their corners. There's others out there that don't like us, that defund us, all that other garbage that goes on. But when you are entrenched and connected to a company like yours, it makes it all the better. And it shows everybody that the Hall of Fame's not alone, cops aren't alone, and there's companies out there like yours and you personally who put their words to actions. And I want to thank you for that. Being a member and an inductee of the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, it's not just a night. It's not just one night. It becomes a family. And the people that I got inducted with that night, Kyle Reyes, I never knew Kyle before that night. And now we talk 2-3 times a week. Yeah. Carly, I mean, it just goes on and on of the people who become part of your family. And that's what the Hall of Fame does. And now you're part of our family.
Yeah, it's we're just so proud. And again, we don't have the ability to do these types of things without the great people at Galls that are working their butts off. Mm-hmm. You can work at a lot of places, but the people that work at Galls work there because of the mission, and they're the ones that make this all possible. And you know, you mentioned some names there, and I'm so excited in a couple of weeks when you two guys are going to come to Lexington,
Mhm.
along with Kyle Reyes, along with Megan Stockberger. You know, you're gonna meet our great people. You're going to see all the great things we do, and then you know we're going to sit in a room together and figure out, okay, what's next? How do we keep supporting law enforcement? So we're super excited to have you, and there'll be some great things that come out of that meeting.
No doubt.
You know, goals, we talk about what you do, and you know, a business is a business. You sell things. You're in the business to provide a product or a service and make money and do all that other good stuff. But you guys stand behind your product. But let me tell you about the importance. As a former member of law enforcement, it is so important that you have the right equipment that fits you properly, that is the proper everything that you need has to be just right for your mission. And in the past, when I first went into law enforcement, we worked with scant equipment. It was very, very um, prehistoric in many ways compared to what cops have nowadays. But not having more is the answer, having the right stuff. And I appreciate that you have experts at Goals that understand what it takes to make an officer or a sheriff's deputy or any kind of peace officer out there or a firefighter comfortable, able to move, and have what they need at their disposal, easily obtainable. And these are all not small tricks when it comes to carrying a lot of different stuff. You guys are experts at that, and you really care. And it just your name and reputation precedes you, but you have to work every day to keep that, and we know that. So your team is doing exceptional work out there, and you're not the biggest by accident. You're the biggest because you're great at what you do. And it means a lot when you're standing there and you have the right equipment and it's the right size, and it's the right everything. That makes a big difference in the mission and in how an officer is able to do their job. Come home safely is the goal. The right equipment is important, vital.
That's right. You talk about the right equipment. You know, I was on a podcast with Sergeant Betsy Brantner Smith of the National Police Association. She told a great story about when she started with the force. They gave her a pair of men's pants, and she had to go down to the cop shop, and they took 18 inches off the back and had to put so many darts at the waistline that her back pockets touched. Right. And that was all because we were announcing our acquisition of Her Blue Wear, which is the only police uniform designed for women, and we're launching that right now. And boy, the feedback from female officers has already been overwhelming, and we can't wait to get that product to the market. It will change the lives of female officers. You know, when the pants don't fit, the body armor doesn't sit right, and that, you know, that's a life or death thing. The duty belt sits wrong on the hips. It's going to make a lot of female officers' lives a lot better, and it's just one example of we're always looking to how we can make things better. You know, listen, officers and agencies do a lot of things. We just play a tiny little piece in their overall mission, but we want to make sure that we're playing that role in a big way.
And you do. And you know what? Before I forget, we have a great story for you.
Yeah, this
that
is
you don't know about. That
No,
just
no.
happened this morning.
Oh,
no,
it's good.
It's good.
Oh, it's good. This was not planned. This wasn't scripted. We knew nothing about this one bit. We recorded a show this morning, which will, I think, come out Friday, with John Kiriakou, who is a former CIA boss. Big time name, big time presence on he's on every freaking YouTube show on earth. Intelligent guy, really. So we do the show today. And in the beginning of our show, like we always do, we throw a shout out to Goals and goals.com and our promo code and all that. And John right up front goes, "You're sponsored by Goals? I didn't know that." He goes, "Let me tell you about Goals." So like, okay, he goes, "First, love them. They're the best in the world. Love them. But let me tell you a story. After 9/11, he was one of the bosses on the ground in Pakistan and had nothing there. It was new. They had to arm, clothe, equipment, a bunch of people who were on the ground there as operatives and had nothing. So he had no idea what to do. So he talked to another individual that was there at their office, and he goes, "Hey, check out goals.com." So John goes into an office, orders $50,000 worth of equipment from Goals.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he could get his hands on that he saw, they got it to the guys right away on the ground, and was successful in what they needed. So you probably didn't know that story.
I did
but
not.
Look what the company did in the war on terror right at the beginning of it.
Amazing. Thanks so much for sharing that.
Over 20 years ago, and he still remembered goals.com because you guys got him everything he needed, because he was tasked with drawing up plans, and he said this on the show, it's nothing secret, for taking out safe houses. How do you do forced entries and tactical, moves on safe houses? And he needed everything. And he went online and got all of it at Goals, and he got it in 1 week in a remote section of Pakistan.
What a great story.
You can't that's 20 something years ago. You guys are even better now.
Yes, we are.
You really, I mean, literally, it's we were blown away. I couldn't wait to share that with you. We couldn't wait.
Well, we just shot a commercial for Goals and didn't even know it. That was great.
Yes.
Mike, listen, you're part of, going back to the Hall of Fame real quick. There's an award that you're going to be part of at the ceremony. It's a project now that's going to lead to something that night. So take us through that. Tell us what that's all about.
Yeah, the timing, we didn't plan this, but it worked out really well for us. We've been talking a while about young officers. I told this story last time I was on, so I apologize to your loyal listeners. But I knew the day that catalog was going to Gall's catalog was going to show up in the mailbox, because my dad had been waiting for it for weeks, right? Mm-hmm. But newer officers, in this e-commerce world we live in now, some of them don't even know about Galls. So we started to work on, okay, how can we introduce these guys, these younger officers, to Galls? We believe we're the best, and we think that all law enforcement officers deserve the best. So we want them to be with Galls. So this is actually Krista's been working with Kyle Reyes on some ideas, and we came up with this top 30 under 30. So 30 great young officers under 30, and we're going to take nominations on all of our platforms. I think you guys are going to put up in your post-show chat on how to nominate people, and we're gonna pick the top 30 under 30, and then anybody that's nominated will be automatically nominated for the National Law Enforcement Hall of Fame Award for Best Future Law Enforcement Leader. So as you said, Dan, early on, there's a lot of categories in the Hall of Fame. And so anybody that gets nominated will also be nominated for, it's called the Young Officer Award at the National Hall of Fame. So the crossover between what we're doing independently and how that works with the Hall of Fame just worked out really well. And we're super excited to do it. These younger officers, they're the future. Many of them will become chiefs or command staff. And when you think about the timing, they made the commitment to become a police officer when it was not very cool to be a police officer. If you match up the time frame, So listen, we respect all police officers. We respect them passionately, but these younger officers, they came in, they made the commitment when it was a tough time.
There's a tremendous amount of younger officers in this country, like you said, doing amazing things. You do not have to be seasoned to contribute in a phenomenal way or have been involved in a number of traumatic and serious incidents that have affected and impacted positively your community. there are some great cops out there. And Tom and I, when we were in our 20s, we thought we knew what we were doing. We kind of did, because we worked so much. So in such a busy area, you get good. But there are so many deserving. It shouldn't just be that at the end of a long career, you hope to get in based upon the totality of your career. There are plenty of people and then under 30 that need to be looked at and recognized. And they can be role models for others. And it's just a great, phenomenal showcase that you're being a part of. I think it's a fantastic idea. And Megan and Krista and Kyle and all you guys, I salute you for doing it. And there's going to be some very, very interesting applications and candidates put forward. I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, this I can't either. We're super excited. This all kind of started a while back. One of our largest customers is Texas DPS, Department of Safety. We have a great relationship with them. Captain Bruce James is he's one of the great leaders in law enforcement. When they have a recruit class, they have a big recruit class. So several of us went out there. We talk about getting in the field. It's easy for executives to sit behind their laptops and on their Zoom calls, but we try to get out in the field whenever we can. So we flew in there on a Saturday night, and they do their sizings for their recruit classes on Sundays. So we were there on a Sunday with our tapes, measuring these young future officers, and I was just so blown away. You hear all the stuff about Gen Z and being entitled and, triggered and all blue hair and all that stuff. It was just such a pleasure to be with these, great young Americans who are they're dedicated and they have passion for serving. And, that's when the conversation started about how do we recognize these people that are doing this at a time when, man, it is not a cool thing to do.
Yep. And you're right. I mean, they're the future, and there's so many talented young cops out there who I wouldn't want to be the one picking one out of these nominations that are going to come through. That's going to be really, really hard because you can imagine the nominations that are going to come in. And just before we go on, everyone understand all the social media posts that we'll be doing about this show and future shows will have the link to vote and nominate, or not vote, nominate your best under 30 officer for this award. So pay attention and just check out the future links on all our social media platforms. It will have the link to nominate someone, and please do so. Because here, seeing that, and Dan, you are 100% right in what you said. The Hall of Fame shouldn't be about either one bad event that happens in your life or a culmination 30 years later. It should be what's now. What's someone doing right now to make their career better, to make others better, to be a role model. Mm-hmm. And that's what this award is all about. And like Dan said, hats off to the group of you who came up with this, because I think this is going to be one of the special ones of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And, the person we're talking about, the person that wins, but, they're going to get a prize pack that's really cool. But all 30 of them are going to be featured in custom spotlight articles on all of our platforms, because we want to tell those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're really excited about it. And the crossover with the Hall of Fame is just worked out really well.
You know what I find fascinating is the current wave of officers out there, the ones that I've seen and talked to. There's a lot. I love the energy. I admire the 20-something-year-old energy because I had it too. But now they have it with technology, creativity. There's a lot of new stuff coming up in law enforcement because they have fresh eyes and they're younger and they look at the world slightly differently. And that's okay. And that's a good thing because the profession always needs to evolve to meet the needs and challenges that they're dealing with. And they're leveraging technology and they're getting creative. And this is just going to be a fascinating yearly award and highlighting of all the cool stuff that's going on. And I can guarantee you there'll be agencies across this country that will look, they'll see a program, it'll see something somebody's done and say, we want to adopt that too. Yeah. And this is a great forum for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You talked about, these new officers that are coming in. It's they're a little different. They grew up with technology. They grew up with computers and cell phones and all that. But also they're being mentored by those 20, 30-year officers that have seen it all, right? And when those two things come together, the technology, the little bit of a different perspective, with being mentored by these officers that have been around the block and seen it all, I think it's gonna generate a generation of really good cops. That's what we need.
No, outstanding. And it's just another example of this. And everyone needs to, not just because, again, not just because of Hall of Fame, not just because of the sponsorship of Gold Shields, but your message of what Goals is, and why you do what you do. It's not just a business thing, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, it's in your heart. And that's very rare these days with that. And, goals.com should be part of every department's family. And that's where you should be going to get all your equipment and shirts and all merchandise, because too many people, and we're going to talk about this for a minute. I'll just kick it off. You have to start, if you support law enforcement and you buy your Back to Blue banners and shirts, you should be buying from a place of goals, like Goals, because the other place like Amazon, on top of selling Back to Blue and other stuff, they're also selling F the Police t-shirts, and they're also selling Defund the Police t-shirts.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? What are you doing?
And they don't kick back as much as 5 cents towards anything that benefits a cop organization or fallen members or anything, or giving recognition. Cops are loyal people. People that are loyal to us, at least in my experience, we are very loyal to. If you want to be loyal, put your dollars with people who care about you, who stand with you, who support you, and that's Goals. You want to buy equipment, get it from Goals, because you're putting it in the right place. Don't put money in the pockets of companies that don't like you at all, and they don't. These companies are woke. They have no use for you. Let's be honest.
And the other thing is, you don't know, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Mike. I'll just be quick. You don't know where their stuff is made, coming from. It's not legit. It's to make a buck. Whereas you go to Goals, it's from them. It's legitimate. It's putting their heart and soul into the equipment that's going to save your life. And it's not going to malfunction, or it's not going to not work, or it's not going to fall apart. That's the difference too. Understand what police equipment is. If it don't work, you're in a load of trouble.
That's right.
Well, listen, guys, that's priceless for you guys to say that, and I really appreciate it. We just want to take care of officers. And Dan, as you said early on, we're a business. My job is to make the company money. There's no doubt about that. But I can work at a lot of places, different places too. And I choose to work here because of the mission. And listen, we've invested a lot of money to make our website even better, to be in stock. And wherever you buy, what I can say with confidence is, when you get your order, there won't be a card in the box with the CEO's email address. That's what you'll get with Goals. Every box, every bag that goes out of our store has a card in it with my email address. I read every one. We respond to everyone. You don't get that anywhere else, because we think it's important to stand behind what we do. So yeah, I appreciate you guys saying that.
No, that is a huge separator for Goals as a company. The mere fact that you care enough that you want the feedback personally, directly to you, what's being done right, what's being done wrong, so we can fix it. That's called responsible ownership of your situation as a CEO. You own what goes on. You care about everything that goes out in every box so much that you put your email address in it. That's putting your money where your mouth is. Who else does that? Nobody I know of. But Goals does it, guys. That's how much they care about your input.
Appreciate that, guys.
Oh, I mean, hey, it's important. And people need to know this, and people need to understand when you say, Back to Blue and all that is not just a poster. It's not just a bumper sticker. It's legit. It's real, and it should be real. And you make it real, and that's why the right companies have to be backed by law enforcement from the companies who back law enforcement. It's a circle, and that's the way it should be. But other than all that, Mike, what else does Goals have going on? You mentioned the female officers thing. I think is phenomenal because
Incredible.
Dan and I both worked a number of incredible female officers who I think every day, Dan, they put that uniform on, they yelled about something, and rightfully
Exactly.
so, because it
Mhm.
wasn't made for them.
That's right.
Right.
And rightfully so. And if you're uncomfortable on patrol, there's nothing more miserable than driving around a radio car for 8 to 10 hours uncomfortable.
Mhm.
There's nothing like it. So for you to look at that and address it, Mike, is great.
Well, listen, I'm a salesman at heart, and I get the privilege to speak to a lot of female chiefs, and I go in trying to sell them more stuff. That's my job, right? I want to talk about equip and selling them more stuff, and almost without exception, they just want to know when I'm going to fix the female uniform issue. So after a couple of years of that, I said, okay, let's get after this. And Denise Zach is the founder of her Blue Wear. She's still on her payroll. She's passionate about this, and she was kind of a one person show. She just didn't have the resources to launch this nationally. So we're thrilled to do it, and the product's being made now, and we'll have product in Q3, and we're really excited to bring this to the female officers that deserve to wear something that works for them. But Tom, you asked me what else we got going on. We're excited about that. We're also excited about a private label line that we're launching, that we have launched. It's called Mission Made. We picked it up in just to be honest, in an acquisition, and we fell in love with the product. I think it's the best pound for pound tactical pant in the market. I wear them every day to work. There's boots, there's gloves, we can't make enough t-shirts fast enough. Just the moisture wicking t-shirts at a great price. Just the value of this product. Not only is it a great product, but it's a great value. So but not enough people know about it. So we're trying to get the word out on Mission Made. It's on Gauls.com. It's on USPatriot.com. Just a great product. So I hope you try it out, and you can get 15% off by using the Gold Shields discount code. And then I guess the third thing I would talk about is as I said earlier, we think Gauls is the best, and we think officers deserve the best. We're in acquisition mode. So we're trying to bring the Gauls service model to as many officers as possible. We're very careful to only buy great companies to partner with us. So here in the last couple months, not only did we purchase her Blue Wear, we bought American Uniform. We acquired American Uniform. Just a group of great people in that Atlantic coast area, from Philly down through Baltimore, et cetera. So we're in the process of bringing those two companies together. We also just acquired Pittsburgh Public Safety. We weren't in Pennsylvania 9 months ago. So between those two acquisitions, we're now in Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia, serving those those great officers that serve the public in that state. So and we've got probably in the next 30 days we'll have a couple more announcements. So we're excited.
That's fantastic. So you currently have, is it 60 to 65? Well, everybody knows your online presence. You're a huge e-commerce presence, but you have 60 or 65 retail locations too, don't you?
Yeah, 62 retail stores throughout the country. Yeah.
So you can go in and you can get the expert advice, and you can get fitted for your stuff right there.
Right there.
Yeah, and I have a feeling under your leadership, Mike, it's only going to grow and get better. And I just can't say enough about how impressed Tom and I have been by you and your team and your focus and your mission and your passion. It's just, to the guy and girl that are working the midnight tonight in some remote part of this country where they're working alone in a car by themselves with backup that might be a half an hour away, maybe more. How important it is that they have the right equipment can mean life and death. It's not hyperbole. And for you guys to understand that and make that a priority is enormous.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys saying that. And as I said before, there are so many great causes that we could donate money to or support. But and there's a lot of podcasts out there. That a lot of those podcasts they're just kind of telling old war stories, and I'm not sure that they're really supporting law enforcement and talking about real issues. And that's what drew me to you guys. You guys do that, and we're proud to be a part of what you guys do.
Well, thank you.
You know what? You can take subscribers, you could take followers, you could take clicks, you could take all that. What you just said means more to us than any of that.
That's right.
And we mean that because we think back all the time of where this started and how it started and the reason for starting it. Never imagining tonight was not on our radar, to have someone like you and the company of goals and the way you feel about law enforcement be in our corner was something, we couldn't have dreamed of. But you're right. What we feel about law enforcement, not just because we were in it, but we just have this enormous prideful fight that needs to be done for law enforcement because no one else does it. No, you gotta love the protectors because they're the ones when your ass is on the line and you're calling 911, all you want to see are those pretty lights flying down the road. You don't give a damn who's getting out of the car, who's running towards you, just as long as someone is. And those guys and girls do it without knowing what they're running into, who they're running there for. Don't matter about anything about you, your makeup, your religion, your sex, your thoughts, your dreams, your political opinion, don't matter. They're running full blast to that scene and not thinking about anything but helping you. And for you to back that means the world to us.
Yeah, that's why we do it passionately. Tom, that was so well said. That when you need them, you don't care who they are, their political affiliation. You just want them.
That's
and
right.
I tell our folks at Galls this all the time. We have the best. We are blessed to have the best customer base in the world, right? Just made up of the heroes that keep this nation safe, and we're just so proud to do it. And I'm proud to be blessed to lead an organization that just does it so passionately. You guys, I think you guys have said it. You feel my passion. It's just not me. It's everybody that works at Galls.
Right.
So proud of the small role we play to support these men and women.
Amen.
Right. We talked earlier a little bit about the whole defund the police and dismantle the police and all that other stuff and all the other nonsense that's been going on that catches media attention the past several years in this country at a fever pitch. It seems to be dying down a little bit, but there's still a lot of hardcore defund the police people. And to them, I would say, okay, you don't like the police. You think they're evil. You think they're an invading force. Whatever you feel about them, I always ask them this question. Imagine you have a 20-year-old daughter who works at a hospital and she gets off work at midnight and she takes the subway home and she's walking down a quiet street and she's approaching a corner. And on the other side of the street that she can't see, she hears multiple footsteps approaching that same corner. Who does she pray it is?
The police.
You pray it's a cop. Pray, not hope. You're suddenly becoming very much a believer in God. Please let it be a cop. Please let it not be two guys looking to rob me or do worse. Please let it be law enforcement. And when it is, the huge sigh of relief. So you can hate all you want, until you need us, right?
That's right. That's well said.
Amen. And you know what? We got one other thing that we didn't forget, but now it's the good time to bring it up. The IACP.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 guys from what's that, Gold Shield show, going to be making an appearance at Goal's booth when they're there, and getting asked to do that, Mike, blew us away. With Krista letting us know about that, and you, and it again, it's incredible what that means to us, and we will be there. We're going to figure out the date and time and all that stuff that we're going to be in the booth, like we're someone special. Please.
Well, Tom, you'll have to pick out the right dress and shoes.
Listen, you guys are going to find out how special you are when you come to Gulls here in a couple of weeks. Our people are just so excited that you guys are coming and for a visit. Just so proud to show off to you, because you guys were both cops, and you talk to a lot of cops, and our people are excited to show their stuff. And then at IACP, listen, I'm busy, but there's 3 shows every year that I do not miss, no matter how busy I am. IACP is, there's shows every week around this country, right?
Yep.
But there's 3 that I do not miss, and IACP is one of them. It's probably my favorite one. Just to be able to talk to our customers face to face, and we're really excited to have you guys there. We invested in a new booth. When I got here, was basically a table with a Gauls tablecloth over the top of it. But we got a really cool booth now, and we're excited to have you guys, and it'll just be great just to interact together with our customers and your listenership. It'll be a good time.
It'll be awesome. Can't wait. We got the end of August, and we got IACP in October. I'll get to hang out with some of the best people in the world, and then next April, the National Law Enforcement Officers Hall of Fame induction night is going to be epic. It's just going to be something really special this year. We had a conversation with Megan a couple of years ago, the year I got in, and thank you for Danny for getting me in. But the year I got in, Megan and I had a conversation saying, listen, this year is going to be good. Next year, which was this year, is going to be better. And then the following years when you go national and everyone knows what the Hall of Fame is. And so far we're on track. Yes. And you can't ask for 2 more deserving people to be recognized for what they're doing than Megan and Adam. Just selfless out there. And it's going to be a great night, but we got a lot coming up with Mike Fadden and Goals, and can't wait. And thank you so much, Mike, for everything you do for not just us, for law enforcement in general. And thank you for what you do for us.
Yeah, I'm one person in a fantastic organization, and you guys will come and you'll see the people that really get it done, and you can thank them personally, because they
no doubt about it.
And we will. And so for the benefit of those of the staff at Goals that are watching this show later on, take it easy on him. He did good. He did real good tonight.
Hey, guys, thanks so much for having me. It's always a pleasure. All you have to do is ask. I'll always come and spend time with you guys. I really enjoy it.
Thank you, Mike.
Loved it. And everyone, make sure goals.com. Make sure you go there, support them. Use the promo code GOLD15. Get 15% off your anything purchased. That's a gift that Goals gave all our listeners and followers and everybody else, who are future followers and listeners and all that. Gold15. Make sure you use it. Mike, it was a pleasure again for being on, and you will be on again. No doubt about it, because these conversations need to be updated. They need to be out there all the time, and people need to realize the companies that are backing the heroes out there. So we will see you again, my friend. But for now, thank you. And Dan, another great show. Everyone out there, there's one thing I want you to know. I got a message that there were a ton of chats that came in and messages, but for some reason there was some technical glitch with us seeing them. But I did get notifications that a lot of people watching, a lot of people were responding, but for some reason they weren't coming up on our feed here on the main part. But I apologize for anyone who we didn't put their posts up, but thank you for joining us. Technical stuff happens. Technology is great till it's not. So we did hear you, and we got a bunch of messages on my phone about who was on. So, Mike, thank you again. Danny, stay safe as usual. And everyone out there, stay safe. Goals.com. Go there. Support the best organization in the world for cops. Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon, Mike.
Oh, man.